But this game, right here, God of War.
God of War.
God of War.
Did you get to see that?
Dad of War.
Dad of War. Yeah.
So there was no playable demo on the floor. However, while I was at the hotel that we were staying at, I did get to meet some of the Sony devs and asked them about it. And I was like, so tell me about God of War, because now we're in this Norse mythology instead of Greek mythology.
Yeah,
what's going on? Like, is it
where did he go?
And of course, they're super cryptic in their answers. They're like, everything you know about God of War, forget it. And I'm like, okay, like
Fine.
that helps me in zero ways.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so,
well, I like the preview. I like what's going on. I do see kind of a problem with I kind of see a trend going towards Norse mythology. Mm-hmm. You got The Witcher out, which I don't know if they're riding the coattails on that. You have Tomb Raider Origins, which is kind of in
There's a game that came out For Honor, that Ubisoft
For
has,
Honor.
where you can be Vikings.
Yeah.
the show Vikings.
The show.
There's another one here, Horizon. It's not really Norse, but it's kind of
that.
Horizon Zero Dawn. Is that
Zero Dawn? Yeah. So I'm really hoping that this was an original idea that they had, and not like, okay, this seems
what's
to work
now.
right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's kind of, if you think about God of War, they have kind of beat the Greek mythology into the ground.
Oh,
where else are you going to go with it?
Kratos has beat the Greek mythology into the ground.
I mean, what else?
He literally obliterated.
It's kind of a dead horse.
Yeah.
It's kind of a dead horse at this point. If you keep doing that, So it's kind of I don't know. Logically, it makes sense to me. They're.
They could have introduced Egyptian gods. You know?
That would have been cool.
Yeah, they're not really in right now, though.
Yeah, you're right.
You know,
that's why they had to do this. Yeah.
I think
they could have made it in.
Could have.
Maybe.
I'm interested
easier to go with the flow.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what happens.
Yeah, me too.
I'm curious.
I mean, Thor and Avengers. I think it's a lot of different things right now. Vikings, zombies. Are in. You know what I mean?
They've been in for a while.
Game of Thrones is kind of slightly Norse in the way they have the dire wolves, and that's kind of the northern.
I think what I'm getting at is the fur wearing, animal hide.
Very scruffy, brutish kind of guy.
Which I'm okay with that, because I'm a scruffy kind of guy, and I'm all right with that. He's a little underdressed for the weather, but then he is half god, so
he's Kratos.
Yeah, he's Kratos.
So he's wearing.
He can weather a little.
He's literally wearing the ashes of the dead on his skin.
It's actually his coat.
Yeah, he's well insulated. I really wish there would have been a demo on the floor for that one. I would have stood in line for that. Dragons, by the way. There's dragons.
There's dragons.
There's dragons. What? Okay.
That's something new for him.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Next, we got. Let's see here. We got Titanfall 2, Last Guardian, and Gravity Rush 2. So Titanfall 2. I happened to grab the single-player campaign. When I saw that, I almost shit, because I know that the first one did not have a single-player.
Did you see the scene where the Titan grabs the pilot and he's like, "Trust me,"
and then throws it?
Yeah. I was like, okay, I'll play that single-player.
Yeah.
It's like Respawn decided to listen to the community.
Well, I think Respawn just didn't have the budget. They're a brand new studio.
First,
could be.
They half the devs dropped from Infinity Ward and are probably putting a lot of the financial risk burden on themselves. And just to jump ship and to go open a new studio, new rent, new leases, new computers, probably really expensive.
Man, yeah, I couldn't imagine that.
And if they made a single player with bad multiplayer, would the game even get a sequel?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people are.
What if they made a good multiplayer with a bad single player?
Yeah, people might not be hyped. Well, the other thing is, they've worked. When you play Titanfall, they've kind of honed that gameplay experience of the cat mouse Titan versus person. You could tell they spent a lot of time on getting that right, because we've all played those games where there's like a mech and it just absolutely destroys the fuck out of everybody, right?
Yeah.
And then it's not fun. But Titanfall did this great job of giving you slight things: wall running, little double jumps,
anti-Titan weapons.
Yeah, it wasn't insurmountable. It was a good kind of, I'm going to be on a rooftop and I'm going to hammer and punish you, and you're not going to be able to get me. And and my other teammate's going to do guerrilla tactics as well, and we're going to take you down. And it was just it's exciting the first time.
And a lot of it too. I think the reason that they didn't have a single player as well is they didn't have the resources, like not necessarily budget, but the company wasn't. They just didn't have enough people.
There's the part right there.
But since then, Respawn has expanded exponentially.
Right.
Because not only are they working on Titanfall 2,
we should throw that clip in of what the Titanfall event was at E3.
There is a clip on the internet.
Can we throw that in right here? Like just post edit, just let people see a quick little.
Let's throw it in. Yeah. Here it is.
Your data recorder says your original. Go, go, go!
Welcome back.
Okay, continue.
So Respawn has expanded exponentially since this.
Yeah,
like,
you see that display in the video before, and how much money they spent.
They spent tons of money on this display. They had a 20-foot Titan, for Christ's sake.
No, it was a to spec 25 foot.
25 feet? Yeah, it was huge.
If there were a Titan in real life, that's how big it would be.
It was gigantic.
That's
It
awesome.
had like a mobile head that's like scanning with blue light shining out.
Moving around.
super
The game
cool.
itself, I enjoyed. I'm versed in controllers, because I'm a PC console gamer as well. Cameron's a little bit more PC than console.
Yeah,
Well,
he's coming around.
I could deal
He's
with an
opening his
Xbox
mind.
controller, but I don't play PlayStation. So
It-
when they
yeah,
give me a
they-
You know that the PlayStation controller has been voted the most comfortable controller.
really,
Really interesting. I thought that Xbox would have won that for sure.
yeah,
It
I mean,
fits
it was,
it fits most hands. It's not because the Xbox is a little too big for kids. And
Oh, okay, I can see that.
yeah.
I bought one of or actually I didn't buy it, I got it for my birthday, but it was the Xbox Elite controller. That thing is awesome to hold.
I
So
like the
comfortable.
PlayStation controller for everything except one genre, FPS.
Yeah.
And I feel like
my thumbs
that-
do slip off the.
the six are low, and I don't like that for a shooter. I want that higher. When it's higher, like a tilt like that is way more poignant than like a low stick where half tilt like that is a huge swing.
Right.
And so for me, when I'm trying to like pivot and then slow down to a snipe, for PlayStation, it's very hard for me because if I had height, I'd have more gradular control.
Which is the great thing about the Xbox Elite controller, because they have the height
the
differential
extenders.
sticks.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then they also have the domed top.
Right.
But one thing I also did want to touch on before we get too far away from Respawn, I don't know if you saw this, if you watched the EA conference, but Respawn is also working on a Star Wars title.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
I
exciting.
think. Are they redoing something, or is
I
there
don't
a
know.
new IP?
They're
They
very.
keep saying it's that 1313 or something
Well,
like that.
I don't
It's
know
like
if
they
I
were
don't know
like
if it was
recovering.
1313.
I forget what the name of the project was, but there was a project people knew about that supposedly got canned.
That's true.
But they're kind of recovering it. It's in EA, so it's like there's a bunch of art and resources that probably never got used. Much like Project Titan became Overwatch. Blizzard took all the artwork, characters, storyboard, and just re-envisioned it and then put it out. It was supposed to be an MMO.
I remember in a past broadcast, I remember talking about. I thought it was a fan.
Are you talking about that
fan
show?
company? No. It was a Star Wars. It was a
Imagining of something.
Yeah, it was a recreation of the original Battlefront, but I'm not sure. If I was prepared for it,
There's so the 1313. I'm glad you touched.
Curious about
I'm
that.
glad you touched on that. I don't believe is being made by Respawn. If anyone is going to be making it, it would be they have another studio that's known for making kind of darker, because the 1313 original concept art is really dark and ominous and kind of. They have another.
That's my style.
Hold on, let me look it up. Give me a second. I got my phone here. I got to empower Google.
So they're creating. While you're doing that, they're making Star Wars. Is there any details on?
Well, I feel like there's an interesting story people might not know about Respawn. They're all from Infinity Ward. So, Modern Warfare 1, Modern Warfare 2, huge, colossal game changers. Like, those games took all FPS in existence for console and rewrote the rules in a big way. Like, you can't understate Modern Warfare 2, like, most pre-saled game for a long time, you know? And it was, like, huge sales on all consoles. It was the highest marketing campaign. It was just a huge amount of money. Whether you're a fan of COD or not, it was a big hit. You know, it spawned other studios making COD games and all this crap that came with zombies, all the things that came along with it. But those people all follow Vince Zampella, who's he ran Infinity Ward at the time, and they had a disagreement with Activision, with other companies making COD games. You know, obviously, if you made COD and you put all this effort into this excellent title, and then the people that are your publisher are like, oh, we're also going to have these other guys make COD too. We're gonna basically negate your value to the company by
And so what happened was they were releasing it once a year.
Yeah.
Or
hurting
once
their
every
own
2 years or something like that.
And the design was completely taken from them and duplicated. And it was like, it'd be like Hanna-Barbera, like just, outsourcing to India all the animation and how annoying that would be for the animators. Right. So they all left, and then they made Respawn, and people were like, oh, Titanfall's an alright game, wasn't that fun? It's like, they just all quit their jobs and then went and made Titanfall. Yeah. Before they were working under Activision, they had all the money through Activision, they had all these structure.
And I wonder if people knowing that for gamers, if that would kind of sway their opinion of a game, or not sway, but give it a bigger chance. These guys didn't. It was 3 guys in a basement that made this. Well, it was a crappy game, but now it's actually really good for 3 guys in a basement.
Right.
So I'm just curious.
So I did find that studio.
Okay.
Visceral Games.
Yeah, they make the Dead Space.
Yeah, they make Dead Space and all those kind of horror genre games.
Now that you say it.
They are probably, if it were my guess, they would be the ones that are making.
That's the rumors I've
Star
heard.
Wars 1313.
Okay.
I
would love a dark Star Wars.
And Visceral Games would be the ones that give that to you.
I would love it because the Knights of the Old Republic MMO, I played it for, I'd say, about 3 days. I'm not generally big into MMOs. That's not my jam.
Yeah.
I got a buddy Mark who is, and he's kind of the MMO guy on the show here. And I'm just like, the graphics weren't my style, not exactly for me. I could see maybe younger generation liking it, but it just wasn't
very
for me. So I'm really looking forward to, and Star Wars in general has been taken from the original 3, 5, 6, and 7, or no, 4, 5, and 6 episode, the original episodes. I liked them. They were okay, and they were a little darker, they were a little grittier, and I wish that they got carried over and were pushed to that, a little even darker and grittier, but instead they really tailor towards kids, and they started with these animated series, and they started with and that's what the MMO reminds me of, is the animated series. I'm like, it's not my thing, So if they came out with that, I'm all for it.
If
you're literally like,
that's visceral style. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if you played any of the Dead Space games, but
they're good.
They're great games.
Yeah.
So
I played it with 3D
Oh man,
It was
creepy.
I'm good.
It was an amazing experience for the first 5 minutes, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna.
You know, it's funny
Shit.
that you bring that up because they did have a PlayStation VR experience.
And
At
we'll get to that.
look at that segue. Perfect
Look
segue.
at that. I don't know if it's the next one here, but there's some stuff going on. So what do we got here? We have not quite yet. Okay, not the yet. So
Oh, there's our Mass Effect trailer.
yeah. So Andromeda is right there. I
didn't have much about it.
You got an Attack on Titan right
They
here.
did not have much about.
So Attack on Titan is pretty funny. The movie sucked.
Yeah,
The
that's
game-
an understatement.
I had not seen the movie yet
So
because
the movie
of bad
sucked.
reviews.
I haven't seen it, but if I've read some reviews, you said I remember you were like, "All right, let's go see this thing." You're like, "Oh my god, this
That's
is
horrible,
awful."
yeah.
It was terrible. And to me, I'm like, okay, I kind of saw that coming because I'm gonna say it. The anime sucks balls. Okay, for people who are like, "Oh, the anime is great," it's like, dude, there's no story there. If you paid attention to the storyline, you would immediately see that there's a lot of breaks in. Like what did it for me is when the mission to they go outside the wall and do something, and all of a sudden the mission changed mid-mission, and they were no longer going to Aaron's little hut where he got. It was no longer about that. It was about capturing the female. Like what? How does all these other people know? You know what happened?
Yeah.
It was literally next episode. That's what it's about. Like we expect you to forget everything you know about the previous episodes. And this is where we're going.
Right.
So I didn't like that part. I read the. I was like, okay, so maybe the anime is kind of weak, but let me read the books. Read the books, exactly the same. They're garbage. You know, good stylistic, good. It's well stylized. It's a good premise. I like that premise, but it's just not well thought out.
So you don't think
it's
they're
a gimmick?
You don't think that they're gonna tie in anything at a later date to kind of make it all nice and pretty packaged?
See, that's the thing is with the books, it ends at a point, and he's still writing. So he's kind of going off of this loose string like theory where okay, here's an ending. Let me see what I can go from there. He doesn't really have a huge plan or an overall plan. Now it might tie back in, but it wouldn't. I don't think it's because of him thinking about it
Ahead of time?
beforehand. Yeah,
You
I
think
think
it's him
it'll come at
reacting?
that. I think it's going to be a
A
reactionary.
lot of story
conclusion.
writing nowadays, they let it be open ended, and they read all the fanfares that happen
Right.
on pages. And some fan will write an incredible ending, and people are like, "Oh, yeah, that's our ending." You know, like, just cherry pick the writing after you get a good little premise.
Honestly,
going.
sadly, this is the J.J. Abrams style of writing shows, movies, and everything. This is exactly what he does. He just kind of willy nilly writes something, and then he goes off of something.
Well,
That's my.
he writes something that's really piques your interest quick. It's like you sometimes they'll give you go ahead and do you're going to do some spontaneous acting, but here's
Right.
the original thing. Oh, that's good. I want that one. You
Yeah.
know? Like you'll pick something or be like, yeah, that sounds like something I can be really creative with. He'll pick
Yeah.
something like that and go to and
Like
leave a lot of
Lost.
questions.
Like
Yeah,
Lost was like, whoa, what the hell is going on here? And then you hear that noise, and you're like, what the hell is that? And then you find out it's a polar bear or something. You're like, what? No way, that was a polar bear. I know what a polar bear sounds like.
Knocking down trees and everything.
Like, they don't do that, man. They skulk around and they pounce on you. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. So there's no research. So if you know me and you've known my previous shows, I have a huge. If I could get in an octagon with J.J. Abrams, I would love to. I'm coming for you,
Dude,
J.J.
my J.J. Abrams for you, to me, is Michael Bay.
Oh my God! He's second to
He's
that.
a terrible director. I mean, if you're just kind of
Anytime
watching,
with Ninja Turtles, the series is so
good.
crafted, well
my
crafted.
Wow, the storyline is so amazing. It's like here's a movie, throw Megan Fox in it, we're done.
How can we reuse the same scenes so we can just do different scenes?
I remember that with Transformers, they literally took the same scene.
Yeah,
I
from
was
the
really
island.
Amazed.
Oh, like
From
they
the island.
reused it like 3 times. He's like the satellite, and it's got freaking what is it?
They
They had like
An
the armored
explosion
car,
or
the
something.
armored car that front ends, and it's
Yeah.
like in the island, it's a big
Oh,
railroad
right,
thing,
right,
and in Transformers, it's a robot's foot hitting it. But it's the same.
I remember somebody did so much research. They did a side to side to side and
Yes.
showed like, here's all the footage, man. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Sorry, we're
It's
done
okay.
movie
It's
dashing.
totally okay. So we have so above is
We got
above me.
Mass
is,
Effect here.
Yes.
We got Attack on Titan.
So
And
I don't
we
know
got-
if you guys are
I
familiar
don't know
with
what
Mirror's
Persona.
Edge. Mirror's Edge.
Holy cow! Here, holy cow!
No, this-
we got something going on here. Let's move us up. Okay, up here is Persona 5. I love Persona 5.
It was everywhere.
Yeah,
at E3.
they really had a
It was
lot of,
everywhere, and I know nothing about
It's
Persona.
a fighting game, right?
No,
No.
I have no idea.
it
what
is.
Persona
It is. So Persona 4, Persona 3, Persona 2. I'm not sure about. Persona 3 and 4 is a Japanese high school sim. Is how I'm gonna put it,
Okay.
because that's what it is. And there's a lot more to it. But if you look here, you're running through schools. So the premise is that you're a group of delinquent students, and you're kind of seniors, or maybe you're in college now. I don't know, but you're struggling with.
And there's demons apparently.
Yeah, it's
Apparently.
it's really tough to explain unless you've played any of the Personas before.
Yeah,
I
never
love
played
Persona 4 a lot, and I played it for my Vita. I have it for the PlayStation 4. I enjoyed it thoroughly, and it was a long game. It was well done, and you play it for the story. And it looks like in Persona 5 they're doing a lot more than that. They're actually improving the combat system. They're doing a lot of different things, which I'm really looking forward to. But like I said, if you have not touched a Persona game, you probably should, maybe look into 4 or 3. I would start with 4, just so you kind of get a feel for it. Because if you're not a fan of Persona in general, you're not going to like 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3. 4 is a good one to kind of delve
Okay.
into. But 5 is, I'm really looking forward to it. I like
It was
Atlas.
well received and well hyped from
Yeah.
what I saw.
Yeah, like even just the E3 badges had like a Persona 5 insert.
Yeah.
in them.
Yeah, they
Like,
gave out. Everybody's wearing these Persona 5
and
badges.
I really hope that they're not doing this for hype, but it didn't look like it to me. I mean, the game looks amazing to me. So, did Star Ocean come out already? Oh, it just did. Star Ocean came out, so I'm just gonna leave that alone. And did we talk about Andromeda yet?
We haven't talked about Andromeda yet, and unfortunately, again, no presence on the showroom floor.
Yeah, like they had some kind of like stuff you've seen already, I'm sure, but
Yeah.
nothing really new or. I saw it. I think I got more information about it at a PAX meeting, the BioWare devs, than anything else, and
Maybe they're just keeping it on lockdown for
It
now, or
seems
maybe
like-
they don't have anything else to show yet.
yeah,
that
I
they want to
have
show.
heard that it's not going to matter what choices you made at the end of Mass Effect 3 and the new one.
Good.
So if you did the green or the red people or the blue people,
Yeah.
I heard that it's actually Andromeda. They mean is another galaxy.
Oh
So
yeah,
they're leaving
the
Milky
Andromeda
Way.
Galaxy. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I don't know how you're going to.
So they're going to be able to do a
there.
lot with that. With the Milky Way contained
Right.
all the Mass Effect games, you're actually leaving that
Yeah.
place and going
So
forward.
I thought that.
And I think they're like cut off. Like something happened. They're cut off from the.
Like maybe the
I
relays.
thought that
the
maybe
relays don't touch each
that
other.
Andromeda is a completely separate story. Commander Shepard is in the Milky Way. Andromeda is starting up a whole new thing. They're not even.
So you think they're happening in canon, maybe?
I hope so. I really
Yeah, I
like
think
the
so.
fact that let's move on from this, because maybe 3 kind of botched the ending on it, and we can't go on from there really too well. I mean, unless they can, but I
God,
really
they
like just
fucked
starting
that
new.
up. I just want to punch someone in the.
Yeah, I wish
Jujutsu.
someone didn't spoil the ending for me. That was terrible.
When?
This guy.
When, just now?
No, like
Oh.
when I was still playing the game, and we were driving to the Fifth Avenue Mall, and he goes, "Yeah, man, dude, we're talking about it." He's like, "It's too bad they killed him at the end." And I was like, almost to the end too. He's like, "Yeah, it's too bad he died." I was like, "You son of a bitch!" Like, I was so upset.
The-
Trolling only it's the only kind of trolling you do to your best friend. You know?
I remember finishing 3 and the ending and stuff, and it going through and then reading online and hearing all the people going, "Oh
There's
man,
a lot of belly aching over it.
the ending sucked. It's the same thing with 3." And I'm like, "Who cares? You chose one. I mean, so what? Did you go back and check out the other 3? Who really cares? What do you expect, really?
Right, yeah.
I
Everybody
wish
wanted
that
it
it
to be
just
like this
ended
universe.
with no ending. Yeah.
They all wanted this change the entire universe ending, and then how are you going to make 3 sequels for
Right.
each choice?
Yeah, like
Just be like, of course it's not. But that
I
said,
didn't really mind. I'm
didn't
really
care.
not about the ending of any
Yeah.
game because it's the game for me.
Right.
It's the choice that
Right.
I made, the final choice that I made that mattered to me.
The
The ending. Who
I
cares?
didn't think the ending was actually that bad, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I'm like, how else could you end it?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
I would have done one.
oh, we
where-
saved the galaxy. Okay, super cliche. Awesome. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
right.
People would have been pissed no matter what.
Right.
So,
I didn't
whatever.
care. I didn't care.
It's like me saying, yeah, that painting sucks, right? To an
Yeah.
artist, right? That painting sucks. Well, it might suck to me,
Right.
but it might not suck to you because you appreciate that
I think
artist.
people just hated the reuse of every animation completely. Like the walking off the ship, and the only difference is like a skin has been applied to that character. And even if you would have just done a different ending, like, okay, in this one, Shepard dies, or in this one, Shepard
She's
lives.
already died. Or sorry, she, because I use a female
Yeah.
character. Shepard already
Right
died.
there, you shouldn't
No?
care about
Yeah.
what the ending really does, because some people played a man, some people played a woman, some people
Yeah.
killed people, some people didn't.
Yeah.
It's not possible.
I
to
killed Rex so fast.
Rex is alive in mine.
Oh, I killed him.
Yeah.
He's like, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah! Boom! What? Like, it was like that. No hesitation.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
Yeah, and then I kind of felt bad about it later. Like,
It's like,
maybe I
oh
shouldn't
no,
have.
I killed him.
I bet you there's one
You know,
thing we all did. We all left that one dude in Mass Effect 1.
Dude, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm taking Ashley.
Yeah, he was. I bet you they were considering, like, you know what? Let's not even continue the voice acting for him from here on because
Nobody's gonna
listen,
pick.
dude. Nobody's gonna.
Nobody
pick you.
likes
We'll
you.
just work it in.
No one likes
In
your
the lore,
character.
you actually do die whether the player chose to or not.
Yeah, it's just a test of character for them, you know.
What was his name? I don't know. The guy I ditched.
Caden, right? Caden.
Yeah, who's gonna care for Caden? What an annoying
His name is
name.
Caden.
He's a whiner too, man. He just whines a
Dude.
lot. I did save him, like my third playthrough. I was like, all right, let's see what this guy's about. And he
Instant
He tries,
regret.
he tries to look like
oh
a
my-
man-on-man romance with you or something. Like, damn, made the right choice. Just left.
Oh no. Well, I guess whatever. Yeah, I was a female, so
Oh, there you
Oh,
it worked for me.
Wait, but then the Ashley would still work best for you.
yeah,
There's no upside to
Yeah.
taking
Oh,
Caden.
God.
Like, you just let him
he just
die.
complains about the whole.
He's such
Complains
a
in bed,
whiny
complains at
little
the dinner
girl.
table. It just shut up. Anyways, let's move on here. What do we got
That was good,
next? Next.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
you got some belly shot there, man.
All right. This is called Final Fantasy Up the Wazoo.
Yeah.
All right, so they
Dude.
have. Now I'm just gonna clear this up real quick. I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan, and it's gonna keep me busy for the next year and a half.
The Final Fantasy. Well, let's just say this about Square Enix in general. Huge presence.
Yeah.
Huge presence.
Their booth was massive.
Their booth was insane. It's huge. They had
There's a giant chocobo right up front.
they had a giant
You could
chocobo.
ride.
You get on it.
Get
yeah.
on
What?
it.
Nice.
Yeah. They had a Deus Ex presence. They had Final Fantasy presence. They had Kingdom Hearts, which I know nothing about.
They had Kingdom Hearts 3? I didn't think they had anything.
They had some presents.
yeah, they had a
Really?
presence. Yeah,
Huh.
I don't know
I
anything
thought
about
they were
Kingdom
no
Hearts.
show.
Didn't show up for swarmed with people, and not my thing. So not bringing
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
care about it.
But Final
game.
Fantasy 15 had a huge presence.
Yeah.
They were showcasing the movie, which I was impressed to see that they had Aaron Paul, Sean Bean, and
Yeah, they have some big actors.
Yeah, I'm like, holy crap! They have
They got me at Sean Bean. Of
Well,
course,
we know
he's gonna die.
there's gonna be a death, yeah.
there's
Yeah,
be a
he's
death
gonna
there,
die.
but yeah, it's gonna. It's gonna
Plot
be great.
twist. He lives.
no
one saw it.
and
He
then,
survives.
what's her name? Sarah Headley? Is it Sarah or something like that.
Let's leave it at Sarah.
She plays Cersei Lannister in Game of Thrones.
Okay.
She's in it as well.
Maybe they
Lena Headley.
Maybe they were just
That's
like,
who it
hey,
is.
Game of Thrones people.
And Breaking
Come work
Bad.
on this.
Let's see, 2 of the hottest shows
Yeah.
ever on television.
Yeah.
Like, because Aaron Paul is in it. So I wonder how many times he says bitch.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah. Here's my money, bitch.
Thou art a hoe, bitch.
So Final Fantasy 15, I'm actually quite interested in because of the combat engine looks really interesting.
Yeah.
I like the way the combat flows.
I played the demo thoroughly.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoyed it immensely.
There you go.
I really
use
like
that
the
vernacular.
demo. I am really looking forward to 15 a lot. It is huge. It's going to be massive as far as actual gigabytes.
Yeah, they always have like a lot of discs.
It's I don't know how. I mean, the demo itself, I believe, was 8 gigs. Just that one demo.
That's crazy.
You know, it's nuts. Yeah.
Yeah, I played the last one I played was Final Fantasy 13.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't play any of the sequels to that. I didn't play, but 13 I liked. I liked 13.
You did.
I enjoyed 13.
I did not like 13.
I liked 13. The different paradigm shifts that you could do in combat.
It just
and
took too long for me.
It was a super long game.
Yeah.
For sure. I was about maybe halfway through and I had 30 hours into the game.
Yeah.
It was really long.
And I mean, most of that time spent is actually in combat because you couldn't get.
Yeah.
I mean, if you screw up on a paradigm shift, you have to start over.
I
again.
would say the battles were at some points pretty grindy.
Yeah.
I would say the boss battles mostly. Everything else went pretty smoothly.
They really improved on it in actually the 13-2 or whatever, and then Lightning's. They have like 3 others after 13.
The Lightning's Return.
Right.
That combat engine was
Those-
very reminiscent of 10-2, I thought, as far as how you use the combat.
Right. Mhm.
Like, granted, Lightning's Return, you can move your character around, you can dodge and
Right.
sort of things, what you couldn't do in 10-2. But again, with the unexplained, I'm going to change your clothes, and that changes
Right,
your powers
yeah.
somehow, some way. You know,
That's why I
was
stand
like,
about 10-2. Yeah.
I don't understand that. So that part didn't really enjoy about 13-2, but I only played the demo for that one. So, but 15,
and it's I gotta clear some stuff up. Demos are super important, people. If you
please make demos.
don't
Make demos.
don't invest in the game without actually playing the demo. Blindly. You know, I played 15 demo. That's why I like it. Yeah, otherwise, I don't know.
I'm talking to devs now
And
because please continue to make demos.
I love them.
Demos are great.
Sometimes they make a demo that's not in the game, and it actually kind of adds to it.
Well, everything's an alpha or a beta
Right, yeah.
now. You know what I mean? Which I don't.
Well, what I'm going to say there is don't make limited alphas where it's like play between these hours.
Yeah.
I will not fucking log into that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
And
like,
if you have to make an account,
fuck you.
yeah.
If you want, tell me.
Yeah.
You have to log in this weekend. Fuck you.
Make your Uplay account along with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Uplays are crazy. I don't know. Yeah. So,
Get your shit together, Ubisoft.
15, I'm looking forward to. They're remaking 12. Oh my god, I love 12. Have you ever played 12?
I did play 12. I did enjoy the story of 12.
My favorite storyline of
I-
the series.
And plus I liked the art style. It was kind of
Right.
like, I don't want to say, it was kind of like what's the right word? I don't want to say Middle East,
Right.
Because I don't want to put that kind of context in it,
Right.
but it was very sandy.
It did have that deserty,
very deserty
feel, yeah.
kind of
and
feel.
I like just the that starting area. I really enjoyed starting there, and then of course you travel the jungle, Gilmore Jungle,
Well,
and all
right.
these other places in the north and stuff. But I agree. I like the feel of it. I liked how that's actually my favorite combat system of all the
I like
gambits.
that one too, yeah.
I love gambits. I did a video where I stuck it in my emulator here on the PC and just cranked up the graphics, cranked up the resolution, and all of that, and it looks beautiful. Because if you play it on the TV on the original PS2, it's all there's no anti-aliasing or
Yeah,
any of that.
jaggies
It's
and
jaggies and blocky and pixelated, and As soon as you put it through that filter, man, it improves by 300%. It's amazing, and maybe I'll put it up on here somewhere.
There's a couple games that benefit from that too. One that specifically comes to mind is the Legacy of Kain series. Last year on Steam Summer Sale, they were all of them for $5, and I was like, buy, right? And then I logged into Defiance, which was one of the last ones. The game has held up well, with anti-aliasing. It's like, it looks great.
If it's especially if it's polygon stuff, you can keep increasing.
It looked good. Right? I was very impressed with it. So a lot of games like that benefit that. One, speaking of remakes and holding its own and continuing on with being current. Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII. Dude, I love Final Fantasy VII. I played Crisis Core. I played the original. I played, you know what I mean?
I don't want to die, people, okay? But I'm going to say something. I love Final Fantasy.
There's a sniper right there, so he's watching you. You better not insult 7.
7, when I first played it, I was like, awesome. This is great. Then I went back to play it, and I'm like,
the cinematics are really hard.
The cinematics are tough to look at a little bit. I mean, okay, it's dated. It's fine. It's cool.
The game did not age well.
It didn't age well as far as graphics. It's still a fun game, but what really reminded me of frustration and just the grind was random battles, those random instances. You're just walking along, you just want to get across the bridge, and you don't see the enemies.
Pokemon style.
And then you get into the battle. Another thing that really pissed me off is, I've said it before, is you're walking around with your blocky hands, looking like crazy, just polymorphed everywhere, and then all of a sudden you get into the battle, and you look awesome. Your character models are fleshed out, and Tifa looks good, you look good, Barrett actually has a gun, and I'm like, why couldn't they do this throughout the whole game? Why couldn't you look like this?
Well,
and it would have been amazing. And they did do it for Final Fantasy VIII. They made him look, really good.
I think a lot of it had to do with
That's like saying in 007, why did they just put faces on them? Why did they have to be molded like claymation? Like remember the part where he dives? He's like his block hands. And he's
dude,
so awful.
This is how they talked back in the day. They're like, please help me. You've got to help me, please. I know that you can do it.
And they're like,
oh no,
dive to the ground.
Like this was the big one, the wrists.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you that this is the thing, and they've never had any fingers, just blocks. Like
how do they shoot?
Or if you're playing Metal Gear Solid, like the original Metal Gear Solid, it was this motion.
Yeah,
this was it.
Yeah,
it's like,
and
you're going to pay, Otacon. I'm telling you, Otacon, you gotta do this.
They went through like thick hands to like really thin,
like little tiny.
Yeah, they're like claws. It's like spit everywhere.
Like
they're like
spit.
It's like Lego hands,
Right, like
yeah.
Exactly. I have this now.
For me, it's just 007 the no face. Like they do these cutscenes where they fly by. Like, that guy's fucking faceless. He doesn't have eyes. Man. He's just like no face. Like it's like Neo from that scene where he's no mouth, but that has no eyes as well. Kind of looks like Pierce Brosnan.
But the Final Fantasy VII, going back to that, Final Fantasy VII Remake, which I don't know if it's true, episodal. They said they're going to release it in episodes, but they also said, first off, that's a rumor. Second off, the rumor is that each episode is actually going to be a full game. And it's not going to be like of Final Fantasy VII. So they're thinking... So my guess is like exactly like 10-2, 10-3, or 13-2, 13-3. It's going to be like that. 7-2, 7-3, things like that.
So you know what this reminds me of? Did you ever watch Advent Children?
Yeah, I've seen it. Mm-hmm.
When I was watching that movie, the whole time I was like, God dang it! I wish I could play the game when it looked like this.
Yeah.
It's a thing now.
Yeah, it's coming
a thing
out.
now.
Yeah.
And
what really, I remember they were like, we can't make Final Fantasy VII. To recreate all that is too much work.
Right.
I'm like, but you made a movie of the world, like, so you've already created it. Like, it's already there.
They're just saving it. That. It's like Half-Life 3 for
I knew.
Don't bring up Half-Life 3. I'm still sore about
it. There's a rumor that they were going to unveil it. But,
unveil it?
unveil. the
Veil.
number 3. But moving on, here's what I'm also very much looking forward to is